Yeah, because I've seen you at a Sanders
Yeah.
Zoom and here and
And Kosi.
in Cozy's. Yeah, in Cozy.
Yeah. It's like, a good addiction.
Yeah, right. It's as good as any.
Yeah, better than most.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Be, being addicted to getting free.
Oh, they're good. Good. That's a good one. Yeah.
So welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. So glad to have you all here. Um, Here's just shared all is this already. And all is this already includes not liking this. Not liking this is as much this as liking something. Oh, hang on. Yeah, the camera going out of focus all by itself, like it had a ghost in it. It's just simply this, just what's happening. Nobody doing it. Nobody telling the camera to go out of focus randomly throughout the Zoom. It just happens. And it's understandable why, the quote me doesn't find that it's just happening useful. If it's just happening, then even trying to figure it out is already this. That it's just happening isn't logical. So blinking just happens. Thinking just happens. Laughing just happens. Getting frustrated, getting pissed off. Man, I am really, really pissed. It's still this. It's, that's the no escape part. It's always this, no matter how you slice it. And it's still this even if you don't slice it. So you could say that's the silence and the talking, so to speak. The silence is the slicing, so to say, and the silence is just the silence, but they're not two. Like movement and non-movement, coming and going, up, down. All those have an opposite. This has no opposite. This is incomparable. And yet comparison can seem to happen. No problem. Comparisons all the time. This is better than that. That's the bigger piece of the pie, so that's the one I want. There's no problem with comparison. Judgments. Oh my God. Judgments are so dirty in the spiritual. Come on. Judgments are this too. Yeah. Everybody's right. The judgments just freely arise. Nobody's actually judging anybody. And yet there's, you know, lots of judgments. Resisting. Resisting is this too. The feeling of resisting. Oh, I know I should accept this moment, but I just can't. I'm resisting. That whole thing is still this. So this is an open Zoom meeting. Everybody's invited to participate. You have a comment or question, please feel free to unmute and jump in. And again, all of this can't be figured out. So nobody knows what that is. Nobody. Not Nkosi, not Sander, not me. Nobody knows what all is. And yet somehow there's a resonance which can't be explained that all is this. Even the fighting and resisting and I wish it were different and if I had more money and my health was better, if I had a relationship, if I felt loved, all those ifs is this. When is it not this? So no matter what's happening, it's still this. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Constance invited us all to her big pool in Florida to go in her backyard. And, you know, if we had all jumped on the plane and flown there, it still would have been this. We would have got off, right? It's still this. When you're on the plane, it's this. And you're, you know, I mean, I don't really, I don't really use the word noticing, but in a way, it's just noticing that there's only ever been this. It's a noticing for no one. It's like, oh, no matter what's going on, it's always this. Frustration, anger, joy, peace, clarity, confusion, angst. You don't feel good, but you don't even know why you don't feel good. That's this. So another word for this is just simply no separation. You know, I know this is like one of the oldest ones, but it is like the ocean and the waves. There are apparently separate waves, you could say. So Don, you're there, I'm here, right? Faith is there, Jim, Anon, Leighton, you know, no camera. Sorry, Leighton. We
That's
love,
okay. It's what it is.
we would love to see your, yeah,
Sure.
your gleaming continents. But it's always this, no matter what shape or form, whether it's liked or not liked, whether it feels like it will never go away or it's just met with a shrug and soon forgotten. So even the feeling of being separate is already this. That feeling of separation is not separate from this. I commented on a Ramana Maharshi quote. Um, and it had to do with something when it drops away, you know, then that'll be it. As soon as the questioner drops away, then you'll be there. And that's not what's being shared here. No. Mm-mm. No, there's already not a real you separate questioner there to drop away. Mm-mm. That's not happening. There can be a sense of a separate someone there, for sure. But nobody brought that, and no one can take that away. Yeah, questions arise innocently. It doesn't require a separate me for there to be questions. Questions they just boom out, as Rosa says. And answers too can just boom out as well. And the questions and the answers are both this. So there's no separate questioner there and a separate answerer there. It's just all this. Asking questions, seeming to get advice, liking some, not liking others, just happens naturally. No you required. Yeah, even the sense of waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to drop away, is this already? Yeah, I have this feeling, Michael, I'm not there yet. That's it. I would do what Sander does and go around and calling everyone to speak, but Don, you're the only one with your camera on, so can't even do that.
Well, just so I give you a break from talking, because it's like I'm trying so hard here to get it. And also knowing that the one here trying to get it is also this. Um, I can't imagine this, that there's this without me. That's what it's getting down to at this moment.
Beautiful. I love that. So honest, right? Cannot imagine this moment without me. Well, how would it be different without you here, Don?
Oh God. I have no idea because I wouldn't be here to know. How about is there a me? Can there be a me but not separate?
Well, yeah, there can be a feeling of a me, sure, it can come and go. So there can be me, what I call meing and being. One minute I feel like a me, the next minute I feel completely free and clear.
Yeah.
So meing and being, so to say, just happen naturally. Nobody is doing it. No one's behind the meing and being. There's not a real separate me there when it's me. Don, it's good to, in a way, you could say it's good to try and figure this out. I would encourage it, give it the old college try, knock yourself out. I tried, right? I got hundreds of non-duality books and spiritual books and probably 1,000 PDFs to prove it. So definitely give it the try. Um, and it's funny hearing even me say, well, nothing worked. That will have zero effect on the seeking there, so to say. If there's an urge to continue to try and figure this out, then that will just go on until it doesn't. So no one's doing the seeking, Don. No one's doing the trying to figure it out. It's just what's happening, and that it there's nothing really to be done about what's happening.
Just sure seems like I have to do something. Just
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sense, strong
beautiful,
sense.
beautiful. Yeah, and can be powerful. Right. And there is, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, right? Oh, a sense to go to the toilet or a sense to go to the refrigerator so these urges, they're just completely natural. There's just nobody behind them, whatever the urge. There's nobody behind having the flu, but bodies get the flu. There you go. Do you need a me to get the flu, Don?
No, there seems to be a me to be there to suffer with the flu.
Hmm.
I don't,
Yeah. Well, suffering is this too, feeling like a separated me who's suffering because he doesn't feel good. Yeah, that's this. That's what's happening. There's no denial. And even denying is this. You just can't, you just can't escape this because
oh, I sure do want to escape. I'm so glad to see Faith's face that there's somebody else here.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm a bit distracted this morning. But can I just say that I'm a bit puzzled, Michael? I think I was listening to another speaker, a well-known speaker, and I think he's telling people if you chat with him for 3 or 4 sessions, you'll get it. You'll wake up.
Well,
I
yeah,
think it was meant.
here,
Yeah,
Faith,
it was.
we like to name names. Are you talking about Fred Davis?
No,
No.
no. I'm no. I'm talking about Emerson. That was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, beautiful. I love the question. It's a great one. Yeah. So this, all is this, you're going to get in COSIs, right? As clean as it comes, so to say. You're going to get teachers, spiritual teachers, non-duality teachers, radical non-duality teachers you're going to get, and everything in between. So yeah, that's this appearing as for
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. I was surprised because Emerson normally is just talking the same sort of language that I'm used to with you and Zonda and everybody. But then I thought that was my understanding, that I switched it on. He was having a one-on-one with somebody, and I don't know if I'm mistaken, but I was very surprised that he was sort of saying, "Stick with it for 3 sessions, and you'll get it." So
Yeah,
maybe Don, that's where you need to go, Emerson.
there you go.
You'll get it after 3 or 4 sessions.
Oh, give me his phone number. I've been coming to see Michael here for like 2 years, and I could get it in 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Oh my God! See you later,
Yeah,
Michael.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Don. It's been wasting his time, poor guy. Could have offered it in 3 easy installments. Yeah. So I'm saying that's really, it's so, I have to keep hitting because it's here is not giving any lessons. Here is not promising you're going to get something. Here is not telling you to do anything. So that's why perfectly happy to say try anything, because it doesn't matter. It's still this.
Yeah, I realize it's still this, but I just was very surprised that
Yeah.
somebody was offering
Well,
you get 3 or 4 sessions.
yeah. I mean, what to say? It's just not here. I couldn't.
No.
That wouldn't resonate here. But there's a lot of that resonates with a lot of. He's very popular, actually, Emerson.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and as you can see by now 8. This meeting doesn't quite do the numbers of a guarantee that you're going to get something, but that's just how it's shared here. It's just I
Mm.
like sometimes you'll hear certain teachers say, yeah, well, I don't talk about steps or giving things to do because it fuels the me. You ever hear that?
Mm.
I don't want to feed the me.
Mm.
Okay. No. There's already not a me to feed. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can there be a feeling of a separate me? Yeah. Still this. It's not an actual separate me. You're not separated out somewhere else.
I've just been observing the May operation in a friend of mine who is experiencing psychosis. And I think when in psychosis, I think it's a heightened sense of me more than the normal. I think that's what it's about from my perspective. And so in conversation with this friend, I'm aware that it doesn't matter what I say. She's got an answer. She's got a pushback answer. And I think that's so cute because that's the me. That's the me. It's always got an answer back. It never shuts up, and and you can't reason with it. Like it's just doing its own thing, spinning around in the hamster wheel, and you can't do a thing about it. It's got its own momentum, and it's just so interesting to see it. I mean, I guess I'm guilty of it myself, but it's more obvious when I'm looking at somebody else. I can see it at work. Yeah.
Yeah, all is this appears as everything. Not liking this, feeling lonely is this, feeling bored. I hate feeling bored. That's this already. Beautiful. It's still this, even if it's boring. Oh, well, they said when, go ahead, Faith.
I was just going to say, and the resistance to that boredom is it too.
Yes, beautiful. As is the resistance to the resistance. And the funny thing is, it's not like you can say the resistance came from anywhere. There's just resistance. Not like some warehouse down the street that carries resistance and some came over and visited you. No. Like if you look right now, you can't find something called resistance. Like as a separate thing. There can be resistance, but it's still this. It's not your resistance or my resistance. It's just resistance. This appearing as resistance, this appearing as frustration, this appearing as clarity. Wow, so simple. Just this. Amazing. Glad I didn't have to spend all that money with Emerson. No, I like it. There's nothing wrong with Emerson. He's a cool cat. Sharp dresser. Yeah, he's just
Michael, it's late, and if you go back and watch Tony Parsons, you can see him in the audience.
Oh,
Tony
I
Parsons.
think he asked a few questions too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my God, he is not the first. I mean, Sandra and I sometimes joke about it, like, over half the, I was about to say, I mean, there's a lot of people that say, yeah, Tony was the guy I got this from, or, made it clear for me. I tried. I did. I gave Tony I bought some of his books. I liked it. The Open Secret sounds good.
Yeah.
So it's an open secret. But nah, open secret. Call it anything. Call it a closed secret. Call it your mother. It's all of it and none of it.
The thing of it is that, like with my friend who's got an answer for everything, and I see that, or an apparent answer, see them me in full operation. The thing is that if you come with those sort of comments to somebody like Kosi, somehow your questions hit a brick wall or something. There's,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I do
It's like,
know. Faith, how many Alice videos did I
yeah,
used to post, those audios, where
yeah.
Alice was just pulling her hair out, trying everything to understand what Nkosi was saying, and he just smiled and nodded, and yes, that's this too. Beautiful. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you mean. Unflappable.
Yeah, but also it brings all those questions and yeah, but it brings them to a full stop. That's what I'm trying to say. It, like his comment, his return, his replies. That I come to him with my complaints about this or that or whatever, but his replies bring me to a full stop. I can't go anywhere. But if you're talking to the ordinary man in the street, you would have a toing and froing sort of conversation, and you, like with my friend, I can't get anywhere. Well, I don't know. It's just something about
Yeah, yeah.
those.
No, I know what you mean. There's a presence. We should talk about this, right? Is like, oh, it's not fair Elvis got so much charisma. Well, it's just how it is, all these bodies are different, so to say. They have different. So Nkosi has just a ton of, you could say, charisma or whatever, whatever that intangible thing that when he says it with that silky voice, he's got that beautiful voice of his. And it's extremely powerful and intoxicating, but there can also be a trap there in that, and I fell into it. And now I see other putting him on a pedestal, putting Nkosi on a pedestal. He's there, he's happy, he's go lucky, he's cool, no matter what, and I'm not there yet. And so here, everybody is this, regardless of so to say, the features, you know, of that particular body. It's still this. So some can sing, some can dance, some can, you know, debate, some can play tennis. They can do all kinds of different things. Some you're just going to like more than others. And that may change.
But if you try to put Nkosi on a pedestal in his presence, he won't have it. Like
Beautiful. Yeah, Faith, but do you notice that even when he says there's no one there either, there's no one cozy, it's not heard. They still will, he still gets put up on a pedestal, even subconsciously. He's still there. I'm just
yeah.
not. And it's just not true. There's just no there already to get to.
Mm. I'm just thankful for his clear, uncompromising message that continues to be like a lullaby to my anxiousness.
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Can just be like a song that you like, you know, music.
Yeah. It's like switching off the understanding and just being with, being with the feeling or something of what he's presenting.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just so common to try and understand stuff, right? So to say, out in the world. It's all about understanding. And the more you understand, the better. You know, the more you can be, you know, it seems that way, right? That your knowledge can protect you somehow, or at the very least, give you more options. But this is not, as you said, Faith, this is not an understanding.
Yeah,
It's
you're rewarded for your understanding and knowledge in the world.
yeah, yeah. And this doesn't, you know, so to say, this being everything doesn't need anything. So not liking the body getting old, noticing the mobility getting more difficult and less, exercising getting harder and harder. It's just this. It's what's happening. And not liking it is what's happening, and also could be trying to do something about it or not. Yeah, I mean, what to say about Nkosi? There's just nothing like it, here. I mean, it just, as I've told this story, several times, about 3 years ago, he just left a little comment on one of my posts that said, whether there's a me there or not, this doesn't mind. And something about that just was like a arrow to the, I mean, it just, in that, it was like, oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, me or no me, still this. And so that's sort of the unconditional love that Nkosi exudes for whatever stories come his way. Any other comments or questions before we close out this evening?
That was a strange meeting with nobody on video and just watching over here, just like, where are all these people? What do they do? What are they doing? Are they there? What are they doing? It's like just watching that over here going on and just and saying, oh, I wish they'd turn on their video, and then getting, well, that's this meeting. And even though I want it to be different, well, that's this too. I want it to be different.
Beautiful.
So that's this too.
Beautiful.
And I get it doesn't make any difference who's on, who's off, and what's said or not said, because it's this, and whether I'm getting something or not getting something, or having a good time or not, that's this. So and that's good. So I have put a judgment on that. That's good because I mean, I feel more clear, whether there's a mirror here or not. I feel more clear, and so something did happen here. So for me,
Beautiful.
thank you.
I love it. Thanks, Don. Thanks for sharing. Thanks
Sure.
to each and every one of you for coming. Love and appreciate all of you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Leighton. Good night.